I don't think that people owe us their attention to the stories we produce. I believe that if I don't make the photographs powerful, dynamic, interesting, visually sophisticated, and if I don't make them both inform you intellectually and move you emotionally, then I haven't done my job, and it's not worth your time to look at them. I take a very similar photographic approach in almost all my projects. The visual dynamic might change, and I might be trying to depict a different story or a different theme or a different feeling, but at the end of the day, I think I photograph very similarly in Indiana or in Kabul or in Nevada. Someone said one time, photograph a riot like a wedding and photograph a wedding like a riot. I try to take a real similar approach. I want people to have the same emotional connection with troops on patrol in Afghanistan as they do with my grandfather making his breakfast. The idea is the desire to hang on to memory, that time is constantly passing, that the clock is constantly ticking. Every moment that passes, we miss. And so the camera gives us an opportunity to freeze and hang on to some of them. And the job for a documentary photographer is to edit the world and decide which of those moments are the most important to hang on to, and then hang on to them in a way that's dynamic and interesting and shows it to us in a way that we didn't just remember seconds before it passing. I've learned that as photographers, we spend way too much time worrying about the aesthetics of our pictures rather than worrying about what we point our cameras at. The way the world was when the picture was taken and it's not now, I think we forget about that too much. I think that's one of the most valuable aspects of still photography. We forget to be great observers, great noticers. I'm always intrigued by like the most simple photograph, but if it depicts something interesting that I hadn't seen before or that's different from the world that I move in now, I'm always so struck by it. I think, God, I do not do that enough. I want everybody to be really good. You know, I got into this sideways. It's probably unhealthy, but I carry a little bit of a chip on my shoulder about not finding mentors early on and not finding folks who could kind of point me in the right direction. And one of the things that's come out of that is I really enjoy telling people stuff that I didn't know. I enjoy helping people figure it out faster than it took me to figure it out. Try to use active verbs. Try to, like, when you have a to-be verb, take it out and think about what that action really is and see if you can rewrite it with an active verb. Narrow the variables and then work within that. That'll help you out. Mm-hmm. And I think a 50 is, I mean, I actually like 50 a little more than 35 personally, but you know, that's your preference. But since you have a 50, go out with a 50 and force yourself to make interesting pictures of 50 and don't rely on the ability to stick everything in the frame. and the automatic dynamism of that distortion. Right. It's a crutch, right? When you take that and you tweak it a little bit, you make it a little bit unexpected, hand to mouth. It's a very simple change, right? It's just 2 words. But that totally changes the meaning of it. Mm-hmm. That's great writing. That's what great writers do. They take something that we see every day and they change it just a little bit to bring our attention to it and to convey more meaning than a cliche does, because cliches don't really tell us shit. They tell us stereotypes. We want to avoid them at all costs. But if you can make a little turn of phrase like that, that's powerful. That's great writing. I'm very influenced by narrative nonfiction writing, long-form journalism. Try as hard as I can to incorporate my own writing into my documentary photography practice so that it focuses and sharpens my thinking, and I'd like to think makes my stories deeper and have a different perspective than your average set of documentary photographs. Writing personal dispatches connects me with the people in my life that I'm away from, and it helps me organize and understand my experience. And I've written thousands of words over the years for them, and it's dramatically focused my journalism and helped me understand my personal reasons for pursuing it. I try to be genuinely curious and genuinely interested in people, and I try to let them know that. I'm not here to make you look great. I'm not here to make you look beautiful. I'm here to show you how you are. You might not like the way you look in the photographs, but you'll never look at one of the photographs or read anything I write and say, that didn't happen. That's the trade-off I make, you know, that you'll be able to believe in the veracity of what I produce. You might not like the way you look all the time. I don't like the way I look in any photographs, to be honest with you, but I'm glad they exist.